From Woodbury Country Club, Channel 5 presents the finals of the 25th Gloucester County Amateur. Hi everybody, I'm Bob Shryock along with Shawn Leary and Steve Anuszewski, the tournament chairman. And we are here behind the 18th green at Woodbury Country Club on an absolutely perfect day and some excitement heading our way today in the final 18-hole stretch. Shawn, we had a great round yesterday, a lot of great rounds as a matter of fact, but Joe Russo shot the all-time record round in this tournament.
Yeah, he was on fire. I think he shot a 4 under par, had a great lead to start off going into today. You know, I think he's the big story because he hasn't won it. He's always flirted with it. No, coming in, he's always a guy we talk about as being one of the favorites to be able to shoot well. A couple years ago, we had this tournament, or they had the tournament at Woodbury Country Club in Washington Township, his home course, and we thought he was going to do really well there. It's nice to see him finally get into a lead. Now he needs to hold it. I know right now at the turn, I believe he's got a 4-stroke lead. They're all shooting, I think, you know, close to what they shot yesterday. So he has that lead, and at the turn, I'm sure he's excited and the nerves are starting to build with him a little bit. I think another interesting story yesterday is Scott Elwell. You know, Scott's a guy who had won the tournament 2 previous years. Gloucester County Championship has never seen a 3-time winner, so there, I guess, a little pressure on him, and it's a little disappointing to see that he didn't make the cut. But it was a good cut. I mean, this is a good group. You got some young guys playing out there, playing pretty well. It's the lowest cut ever at Woodbury Country Club at 79, so it's an exciting second round coming into the final round, and to see Joe Russo on top, somebody's going to have to shoot absolutely lights out to catch him now in this back nine.
Yeah, 65-500 for Russo, the lowest score ever in the tournament. And Steve, as Shawn alluded to the young players, we have more good young players in the finals this year than ever.
Absolutely. We have Joe April, who's a very good college player at Drexel. We have P.J. Ty, who shot 72 yesterday. By the way, April shot 71 yesterday. Mm-hmm. P.J. Ty, a junior, going into his junior year at Gloucester Catholic, shot 72. A lot of good players. There was just a great group of young players in this field.
Steve, I have never seen Woodbury Country Club in better shape. I know there's a lot of people you want to thank, but I guess one of them is Charlie Clark.
Oh, absolutely. Charlie did a magnificent job. This golf course is set up perfectly in tournament conditions. The greens are not rolling 13 and a half. They're rolling about 11 and a half, 12. And that's good for amateur golf. We saw a 65 yesterday out here. Nothing wrong with that. The golf course held up. The cut was a little bit lower, but if you got above some holes here, you had no chance. The greens are magnificent. The fairways are magnificent. And we don't have a lot of rough because it's September and we haven't had a lot of rain lately, but Charlie has done, and his staff did a wonderful job.
And of course, the club has done a wonderful job for you too, Steve. And I know your new young pro has really helped immensely.
I can't say enough about Ethan Poxtus, Bob. Ethan Poxtus, who started here just in June, has done a magnificent job and has done a magnificent job with this tournament. He makes my job so much easier because he is a true golf professional. And not to take anything away from the other golf professionals we've had in the past, Oris Wells always did a good job. But Ethan is a great addition to our club and a great addition to Gloucester County.
And you have a new title sponsor this year too, Steve.
That's right. Bollinger Insurance, who also has acquired Story Bud and Jones, a local, long-time Gloucester County business. And they took our title sponsor and did a great job. I have to thank Larry Shoemaker for being here all day yesterday with Bollinger, and also Greg Jones, who is their local contact. I can't thank them enough, because without people like that, Bob, this tournament we can't do the things that we want to do for these golfers, like the prizes, like the giveaways, like taking somebody to a good golf course at a reasonable price. So I appreciate everything that Bollinger has done. I also want to say that my volunteers, the people that have been here with me since Thursday, because we had the senior championship on Thursday, have just worked so diligently since 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning on Thursday through last night at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then again back out here today at about 11 in the morning. So can't say enough about all the people that helped make this happen.
Right, don't go away, Steve. I have one more question to ask you. But Shawn, you've been looking at the 18th green, the 9th or the 18th green here at Woodbury Country Club, and what can you tell us about that pin placement?
Well, it's a fair pin placement. You know, if the guys really want to try to hit below the hole, up top or anything long, you're going to have to be hitting down. And like Steve said, it's not too bad because it's not so low. And if you're running like 13 and a half, you have a real good chance of rolling past it. But if you hit a little bit short of that, you have a nice shot at. You're going to see some birdies here, and I believe there's already an eagle here earlier. So, you know, there's a chance to make some good scores here. Guys can catch up here or there with a shot or two. And as Steve said, the rough isn't too bad. So it's, you know, you're not going to get yourself in too much trouble coming up here.
Speaking of that eagle, that was Bob Dilk's eagle. That's going to make him some money, isn't it,
Yeah,
Steve?
that's right. And in the skins game, Bobby should do very well with that eagle on number 9. But it's also great. Here's a guy that's played in all 25, Bob.
That's right.
And
the
to have
only one, I think.
Yeah, the only one that's played in all 25. He's 70 years old, Bob,
Wow.
and he's out here with these young bucks, and you know, made another cut, stripes the ball. He's going to shoot his age one of these days, and he's gotten real close. And it's just somebody that I'm real happy for. I mean, to have that highlight in your life, to make an eagle in the Gloucester County Amateur is just wonderful.
Steve, you're last year's tournament chairman. I didn't know that till last night. 5 great years. You've been very innovative. You had great committee help, but you're giving it up. Why?
Well, I'm involved in a lot of things. I have an 11-year-old daughter, and she's involved in sports at this point. As you know, I'm involved heavily with Paulsborough's wrestling team. I'm also very involved here at Woodbury Country Club. So, and I think that you did it for 20, and I don't know how you did it for 20. I did it for fun. Right. Well, I don't have much either. I don't know. Bill Givens will be taking over for me next year, although I will serve on the committee. He's a wonderful man who just absolutely loves the game of golf. He has the time to commit. His son will be graduating from high school this year, and we're real excited about the change. I'll still be involved as you were, passing the torch to me, and I will continue to be involved in this tournament, not only supporting it, but also involved in some of the day-to-day operations prior to the tournament.
Steve, great 5-year run. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay. From Woodbury Country Club, Bob Shryock and Shawn Leary. We'll be back with action right after this.
We're in a bad spot here with this tree. And welcome back to the Gloucester County Championship, the 25th annual championship here at Woodbury Country Club. There you see Norm Charlesworth along with Dom Wood and Bob Dilks just finishing. This is the second group that finished yesterday's round with all of 79s. They were joined by the first group, which was Chris Mears, Mike Izzo, and Jerry Reed with 79s. 79 was the cut yesterday. In that first group, Chris Mears, guy from Pittman, and probably a name a lot of people might remember. He was the Tri-County Conference champion in 1995, and Gloucester County High School champion 1996. Went on to the University of Maryland. And then we're looking at the 9th, of course the 18th green. It's well protected in the front with 3 bunkers. Coming up here, that's Rick Gadosh. Rick with a nice shot, and that's basically where you want to get close to that shot right there, because you're going to have a nice putt coming uphill a little bit. We've seen already a couple people sink them from that spot. Obviously, you want to get a little bit closer, but that's not a bad putt from there. There's Rick Gadosh. He's done a couple of games with us here on Comcast Channel 5. Did some baseball coverage with us during the spring. Rick is the planning coordinator for the County of Gloucester Human Services. That there was Billy Givens. Bill Givens as the son, the new tournament director. There's Bill King. Bill went to Central Missouri State University. Nice shot by him. That's going to be a nice putt there. It's going to a little bit off, but he's going to have a legitimate shot at a birdie there. Went to Southwest Miami High. 1998 Scotland Run Club champion. 1998 Wildwood Spring champ. A lot of Titleist clubs in his bag. Everything from the club to the putter and the driver. All Titleist. See him getting in the cart there with Rick Gaydosh. You can see there's 3 bunkers protecting the front of this green. And it comes off of a slope from the back. Not real easy to see from this vantage point, but this is a 300 and approximately like a 365 to 378 par 4. This is Billy Givens. We talked about Billy in the Open. He's going to be the new tournament director, taking over for Steve, coming out of the bunker. That's a nice shot right at the hole. Nice shot. He's going to have a short putt. Looks about 3 feet for par. Billy went to Gloucester State College, the St. Mark's High School. He's a little bit better with his driver. His iron play's a little inconsistent, but he put the driver in Billy's hands. He can hit the ball well. He's a first-team All-NJAC in 1983. Shot a 69 at Deerfield, Sacramento, and Merchantville. That's his best performances in his career. Finishes his game out with a par. Bob's setting up to get an interview with one of the Bob Dilks is going to come over and do an interview with him. Here we see Rick Gaydosh. The blue mock on, a little straw hat. Rick setting up. His putt's going to go a little bit back up the hill and rolls past. Still like about a 6-footer for par, and this is Bill King. Bill shot a 68 at Woodbury Country Club. Bill was a guy that kind of like a wild card coming into this thing. Everyone knew how well he's played over his career, especially he had that run in 1998 where he was club champ, not only Scotland Run, but then the Wildwood Spring champ and the Wildwood Fall champ. So he was on fire over there. And now we have Bob Dilks, along with our own Bob Shryock.
Dilks behind the 18th green at Woodbury Country Club. Bob Dilks is an asterisk in this tournament over 25 years because he's the only guy who's played in the Friday qualifier all 25 years. Bob, congratulations. That's quite a record.
Well, I've always enjoyed the tournament. It's been, you ran it for many, many years and quite well, I thought. And Steve's run it the past few years in lieu of you, and I understand it's moving on to Bill Givens.
Bill Givens, yeah. Bob, you, of course, played in the senior tournament, too, on Thursday and the Friday. That's the first time that happened. That's probably long overdue. It's a good idea, right?
Yeah, I thought that should have happened many years ago, Bob. It gives, a guy that maybe doesn't play on a private course a chance to play 2 or 3 days. So I thought it was a good idea.
You probably had the shot of the tournament your first time around this hole today because you eagled this hole, an eagle deuce, which is going to win you some money, by the way. I'm sure you're happy about that. But it would have been nice if that would have won the tournament for you.
At my age, I don't think that's going to happen. I got lucky with the super seniors, so it was a good time.
Bob, you still caddying at Pine Valley?
Yes, I am.
How many years?
This is my 8th year. And it keeps me fit. All right, that's how I look at it anyway. It's not a job. To me, it's a pleasure doing it because it's something I enjoy doing, and they happen to give you money at the end of the round also. So.
Yeah, me too. Well, Bob, congratulations on another good tournament, and thanks for playing for 25 years. Great job.
And I hope to see you again next year, Bob.
Okay, Bob. Thank you very much. Okay, Shawn, back to you.
Bob. And Bob Dilk shooting 83 with finishes up with a 162. Our first group, Mears had the best finish today with a 76. Not a bad round from him. And Norm Charlesworth also with a 76 in that second group. Both of those guys having decent rounds coming in to finish it off. Charlesworth is a name that has done some pretty good things over the tournament's history. And we're going to take a quick break, come back with the third group who's coming in right after these messages. You're watching the Gloucester County Championship here on Comcast Channel 5. And welcome back to Comcast Channel 5. We have the Gloucester County Championship at Woodbury Country Club. In the final round, Joe Russo, Washington Township, has the lead by 4 strokes. He's on the course. He just made the turn. This is our third group coming in. Hit a couple of monster drives. This is a nice little chip up. Tom Talent. Danny Ott and Bill Krieger. Danny Ott's a name that we've probably seen in the paper a lot recently in the sports section. He has had quite the career to start off at Woodstown High School. A great golfer. Tom Talent's a guy that went to Kingsway High School. Of course, Bill Krieger, whose name's been in the paper a lot for his kids who are excellent swimmers. And right now we have Bob Shryock and Bill Givens.
Not what you wanted to do, Bill, but still a good tournament.
Yeah, it was, Bob, and we couldn't have asked. My golf wasn't very good, but we have had absolutely 3 perfect days of golf here at Woodbury with the record turnout for the seniors, and then a record turnout for this tournament with Joe Russo shooting 65 yesterday, and the golf course is just absolutely immaculate. Charlie Clark, proves once again why he's one of the best around.
Mm-hmm. So you're not only the heir apparent, you are the heir now, I understand. You're the new tournament chairman. You will be the third one. I had it for 20 years, Steve Anuszewski for 5, and now Bill Givens. Congratulations.
Well, it's an honor. It really is to, I've been thinking about it a lot since Steve asked me. If it isn't broken, I'm not going to fix it. You laid the foundation for this tournament 25 years ago, and Steve Anuszewski's done a great job the last 5 years. And all I want to do is maintain, the path that you guys have had, and the numbers speak for themselves. I know there's some people who would possibly like to have this at a different venue, but with the support that we've had here at Woodbury and the conditions of the golf course, I don't think we can ask for anything more.
Steve Anuszewski, I thought at dinner last night, made a very accurate observation, Bill. There are a lot of great golfers in this county.
Yes, there is. And I think we had almost, out of Gloucester County, with the exception maybe of Mike Tash, the strongest field that we could possibly have. And you're right. Steve said something very poignant last night. He said this is by far the best county amateur golf tournament around, not only in South Jersey, but this is a premier event now. And I know a lot of guys schedule their fall around it, and I'm just going to keep on doing that. I want the best field that we can possibly have, the course set up the best that it can be, and as far as I'm concerned, with the job that Charlie Clark does here, I don't think there's any reason to change it from Woodbury. And I think, again, the number of entries that we have every year prove it, that this is one of the best tournaments around.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thanks, Bob. We'll be talking to you.
Okay. Shawn?
Thanks, Bob. Bill Givens, he had shot a 159 total, 80 for the day, and there's you see Bill Krieger. A little past the hole, playing with a couple of youngsters, and Danny Ott, who's a junior, and also Tom Town, who graduated from Kingsway High School. Had a terrific career there. Now is a Pro Golf Academy. He was a county champion, also a tri-county champion, a Group 3, a Group 2 state champ as well. We had Bill King finish with a 155, Bob.
Leader in the clubhouse.
Leader in the clubhouse, right. Rick shot in 163. Didn't have his best game today with an 85.
That is a gorgeous scene. Isn't it? Great camera work.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a pretty golf hole, the 18th and 9th hole here at Woodbury Country Club. Only a 9-hole golf course, but extremely challenging, Shawn. And, you know, people think it's a short course. It is a short course, but it is exacting. You need a good short game. You need to be able to keep the ball in play off the tee, and you need to be able to putt pretty well. If you can do that, you're going to be okay, Shawn.
Yes. If you can do those things, you're gold. If I could do one of those things, I'd be real happy. I'm the type of guy that can never put two things together.
This is an interesting group coming up, Shawn. Bill Krieger, Tom Talon, and Dan Ott. You know something about a couple of these guys. How about that Dan Ott?
He's just fabulous. I nicknamed him the Hammer a couple of years ago, and it's kind of stuck, and everyone calls him the Hammer now. And he's just because he pounds the golf ball. You saw the tee shots coming up here. I mean, that's over 300, well over 300 yards on their tees. And these guys are just outstanding golf. These young guys, you know, with the equipment that they have, the tutelage from Barry Deere, really, who's been part of this tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's done a lot of helping these guys develop their game, and you really see the fruits of his labor at the high school level. There's some really nice players coming out of high school, and Dan Ott, the Woodstown kid, he's solid. He shot a 31, Bob, 31 on the 9 holes in the high school dual meet during the season. That's just ridiculous to shoot a 31 on a 9.
That was a shot wide left by Chris O'Leary, one of the regulars in this tournament over the years. And mentioned that Ott group. But Tom Talon is in that group. That's another familiar name to you and me, Shawn.
Yeah. We know more of his sister, Jeanette, who had skills in the newspaper business. She was our features editor.
And Tom, of course, wants to become a golf professional. Has already passed his PAT, his player's ability test, and is well on his way to becoming a PGA pro.
Right.
So we got an interesting field, Shawn. I don't think I've ever seen as many young players make the cut and acquit themselves as well as this year. This is really a great field. And we do have a celebrity in this field, Shawn. I don't know whether you knew it or not. The 110 pairing includes Bob Holdstein, Bob McCusker, and Glenn Foley. Is that a familiar name to you?
Glenn Foley.
Yes.
Glenn Foley was a shortstop for the Expos.
Glenn Foley was a quarterback for the New York Jets.
Oh, Glenn Foley.
Yes, that Glenn Foley.
Oh, man, I know Glenn. Jeez, how's he doing?
Well, Glenn shot 75 the front 18 yesterday, and that's a great score. So he was in contention. Haven't heard how he's doing today.
That's solid. Yeah, Glenn Foley. Yeah, of course remember Glenn Foley. There was a Foley that played shortstop for the Expos. That might have been Tom Foley.
This Brian Piotrowski hitting to the 18th green at Pittman. Great swing. Boy, there have been some long drives in this hole. That's a good shot. That's a little short, but that's makeable. Well, this is a gorgeous scene. I don't think I've ever seen. I've been involved in this tournament since 1980, Shawn. I've never seen a prettier 3 days for a golf tournament than this.
Yeah, they really got lucky. In the last couple of years, they've really had some problems with the weather.
Kurt Blair with some tee problems on his shot.
He's got the orange shirt, Bob. You know why? Okay, I'm sure he wants to get this tournament over.
University of Texas, right?
University of Texas. They play Ohio State tonight.
You got a little sand problem there.
Went to high school in Chicago. He's shot a 68 at Austin Country Club.
So the way they do this now, they have 36 and ties make the cut from the first day. Of course, everybody wants to make the cut, and everybody wants a chance to play in that new Gloucester Salem County Challenge that they do in the fall that's so popular now. And so the high scores were 79 making the cut all the way down to Joe Russo's tournament record, 65. And that's a big spread, but anybody within 5 or 6 shots of the lead with an opportunity to beat Russo. But Russo's a great player, probably long overdue to win this tournament. He's in pretty good shape now.
That's a good point about that. The big tournament after the Salem County and Gloucester County championships. A lot of people get charged up for that. That's a neat thing that you guys started, and it's
That was Anuszewski's
Anuszewski, right?
committee.
Anuszewski.
Yeah, that happened after I left the
But
tournament.
you could put a little input on things, Bob, over here. No?
Well, they've done some innovative things that I like, Shawn, and we talked about one of them, and that was, letting the seniors play not only Thursday but also try to qualify on Friday for Saturday. So that technically now a senior can play all 3 days, as Bob Dilks has done. That's Chris O'Leary, one of our tournament regulars, and
St. Joe's University product also went to Salesianum in Delaware.
Blair's trap shot on 18, hitting 3, par 4 hole. We've seen some good shots out of this trap today. Very accessible pin from that trap.
This is the way you're supposed to do it, right here.
There's another good one. That's pretty good. He's going to have a tough putt, though. He's going to have a right-left break putt coming downhill of looks like about 12 feet.
Chris O'Leary's going to come up now.
There he is.
Named the kid by some of his Woodbury Country Club pals. He joined 10 years ago, youngest player at that point.
He won't be happy with that shot. It's a little short. Wow, Tommy Talent skied to an 88, and your guy, Danny Ott, to an 89, so the score's higher today. Krieger with an 80 good score, 158, but I'm sure Tommy Talent and Danny Ott aren't going to be happy with those scores, Shawn.
No, I mean, I can post an 89. I mean, come on, I could have been
Which
in this
9, Shawn? This is Brian Piotrowski, nice young man. 77 in his first round.
Washington Township High School graduate. Clemson.
Just off the green. And he chips it, chipping for a birdie. Good shot, just missing. Good shot by Brian. Now he's going to have a tough putt left. Greens are lightning fast. O'Leary putting to the right. There he is. Come off the green, and that'll come up short.
I like Brian's superstitions. One of the things he does is when he puts his ball mark down on the green, he puts it on heads and has it pointing toward the hole. If he makes it, he'll keep that strategy going. If he misses it, next time he comes up to the next hole, he flips it over and he puts it up tails.
So you've done your homework as usual, Shawn. Got some good info on these guys.
I just made that up. I'm just joking. No, I'm teasing now.
Where do we get to Randy Saylor's information on his superstitions? That's a good one. This is Blair putting for par.
This is a little bit of a tough putt.
Right to left, right. Haven't seen too many made on the screen today. Randy Saylor birdied the hole.
Yeah. He was in that good spot where, you come a little bit short of the hole. You really want to be short on the hole here, Bob, and they give you a little bit of room there to stick it and then go for the birdie if you're short. But if you go long, boy, you got a tough putt.
This is O'Leary again. Excellent putt. Good save by Chris O'Leary. O'Leary birdied the hole today, his first time around. Been some birdies here, but that's not going to do him any good in the scat game with Bob Dilks firing that eagle deuce in there. You can make a lot of money on that shot.
How about Bob playing 25 years in the
Tony Sankis, the former Gateway golf coach, Shawn, his foursome has played all 25 years in the first day of play. They haven't played for the overall county championship, but those guys plus Dilks are the only ones that I know that have played all 25 years. Ed Anton has played 24, Ray Fuller 24, but it's quite a record. That's a good putt by Piotrowski, very good.
He gets to keep that heads up, I guess, unless that was the tails from the other hole.
Okay, Enders, Wolf, and Kevin Ewell will be the group behind them. We are through 5 groups, 5 of the 12, so 7 more to go before we crown our champion for the 2005 Gloucester County Amateur. Just wanted to say something about Steve Anuszewski. He inherited that job for me 5 years ago, Shawn. I think he's done a really good job, but his committee's been outstanding. He's really put together a great committee, and they have come up with some innovative ideas, and I think made the tournament better in all candor.
Well, I tell you, Steve, when he gets involved with something, he really puts in a lot of effort. I know he does a lot with the wrestling, and Billy Givens has some. As Steve had big shoes to fill with you, Billy Givens now has some big shoes to fill with Steve and the job he's done.
Okay, we still don't have a group on the 18th tee, so we're going to take a break from Woodbury Country Club. We'll be back with more of the 2005 Gloucester County Amateur right after this. Shryock and Shawn Leary back at Woodbury Country Club for the 2005 Gloucester County Amateur, the 25th anniversary tournament. And Shawn Leary has a very special interview at this time.
And welcome. We have Dan Ott, nicknamed him the Hammer because of his ability to crush the ball off the tee. And Dan, not the best score that you've had over your career with an 89 today. And obviously, it kind of goes downhill sometimes where you're just not hitting shots. Some days you are, and yesterday you had a 77. It's your first big tournament over here at Gloucester County. I know you played last year in the Salem County tournament. What's it like playing with some of the older guys?
It's fun. A lot of the guys are real nice. They accept that we're here playing. Some of the older guys from different counties, they don't accept having younger guys play in one of these. But everybody enjoys it. They like seeing a lot of us, what they call young guns, out here. So it's fun and exciting to play here.
Now, I've seen both you and Tommy's tee shots. You guys just crushed the ball off the tee box. How did you get so good at being able to hit the ball so far and so straight off the tee? Because that's really impressive.
Just practiced it. When I was real young, practiced it a lot. I wish I didn't, actually. Wish I practiced the short game a lot more. So it kind of changed over in the past couple of years and just started practicing more short game than long game, trying to keep the scores down low.
Now, you and I, we've talked a little bit from being the golf writer at the paper, and I know that your short game is something you really put a lot of attention to. And a lot of young guys are all pumped up on the way you hit the ball off the tee, but really you dedicate a lot of time. I know you and PJ dedicate a lot of time on your short game. Is that something you would advise younger players to work on?
Yeah, definitely. Even 5 and 6-year-olds, get them out on the putting green, get them chipping around the greens. Don't really worry about the long game. They can't really develop any long game, I would say, until they're a few years older, but they can keep the short game going at that age.
So next year you're going to be a junior, and you already made a big name for yourself in South Jersey, and a lot of people have their eye on you. What are your realistic goals for next season? What do you want to accomplish?
I want to win as many tournaments as I can next year, including Carl Arena, States, and then maybe Tournament of Champions, go there and try to win that. Another goal is just for our team to win again. We won Tri-County first time this year. Our coach, Tom Foster, he's a great guy, loves to play, keeps us involved. And the team, we are still young and we still got a couple years to go. So hopefully we're going to win more championships.
One of the young and up-and-coming teams, and of course one of the big names, Dan. Congratulations to you. And good luck to you next week in the Salem County tournament. I'm sure that people are going to be concerned with where you're playing and how you're playing, one of the big names here. All right, back to you, Bob.
All right, thank you, Shawn. Good interview with Dan Ott. And looking back down the 18th fairway at Woodbury Country Club. This is the sixth group coming in, the threesome of Bob Enders, Walt Wolf, and Kevin Ewell. Enders with a 77 his first round, Wolf and Ewell with 76s. And Walter Wolf won the senior division on Thursday with a 75 in a playoff with Rick Gaydosh and also Duke Klinger, the defending champion. So Walt, one of those guys who not only won the senior but qualified to play Saturday, and here he is, so playing 3 straight days, and this is an innovation again in the tournament this year. Kevin Ewell, former Pittman High School, stand out with a 76 in his first round. Kevin looked like he was going to stay in the golf business, but may have diverted into something else, but good player. This is Kevin Ewell. Kevin, real good player at Pittman High, and it's really improved his game. Went to Methodist College in North Carolina. Great golf school down there. They give golf scholarships at Methodist. He's another one that gets the ball a long, long way. Had a good shot by Kevin, but behind the pin. Good interview, Shawn, with Dan Ott. And that scores in a previous group, by the way. Chris O'Leary with an 81, his total 158. Kurt Blair with an 83, his finish with 160 total. And Brian Piachowski shot 86, his total for the 36-hole tournament, 163. Enders, Wolf, and Ewell in this threesome. Pretty good idea, I thought, Shawn, for Anuszewski and his committee to allow seniors to play Friday. That never happened before, and I was criticized for that, and I think justifiably so. I just never did it in 20 years, but I think it's a good decision, and I think it's going to really improve the tournament because, you know, our senior cutoff is 50. There's a lot of guys in their 50s and 60s, and Bob Dilks is 70 who play pretty darn good golf.
Right. Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. I mean, like you said, these guys can still hit the ball. They hit the ball straight. Putting for his, as we already seen, Dilks hit an eagle. The only eagle today, and this guy's 70 years old, so why not? Don't beat yourself up, Bob.
I just wish I could be out there playing, Shawn.
At least call you lefty. You still got a little in you, Bob. I know that. You still play around once in a while, right?
Lefties are strange, Shawn. Did you know that?
I'll tell you what, you give you 100 holes, and you're amazing to watch.
I can play 100 holes in a day. I just can't play 18. That's Bob Enders to the left of the screen, another good player who's played in this tournament many, many times.
Had Knight's guy.
And he's got a trap shot. This is a tough, accessible, green to be accessible on 18. A lot of problems. Enders with a good trap shot. Very good shot by Enders. Has about a 6-footer left for his par. Good shot. That Kevin Ewell's losing a little bit of hair, Shawn. We have to talk to him about that.
I don't know him that good.
He's a nice guy.
He's got a golf club in his hand, Bobby. Talk about a man's hair, but especially Kevin Ewell's a Pittman guy. Won the Tri-County champion.
This is Walt Wolf, who won the senior tournament on Thursday with a 75 in that three-way playoff. He's shaking his head. He can't read this putt, I guess.
His best round has come at Buena Vista Country Club with a 71, and I played that this year. That is a terrific place to play. Good course. It was in great condition. One of the better courses that we played during the summertime, during our...
nice job on that feature you do for the time, Shawn. Has your golf game improved now?
Yeah, I think it has a little bit.
Really?
A little bit. Not much. Not enough to talk about it.
Not to play me for money yet?
No, I'm not going to play you for money. I know you're better than me.
This is Walt Wolf. This is a tricky little putt. This is downhill. A little left to right to left break.
And this is one of his strengths, though, Bob. He's good with his short game and accuracy.
See how the ball turns?
Yep.
Wow.
Comes up a little short. Yeah, it's a tough. If you hit this ball coming into the green anywhere's left, as we're looking at to the right of the screen, you got a tough putt coming back.
That's Walt Wolf, the new senior champion of the Gloucester County Amateur. This is Kevin.
Former Tri-County champion. We hear a lot about that from these different guys, that some of these young guys.
Ooh,
just off.
Burns it on the right side of the cup. Good putt. Shakes his head.
Went to Methodist College out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Nice young man, Kevin Ewell. Spent a lot of time at Pittman Golf Course in his young career.
Centerton Country Club champion. Shot a 65.
Ooh. And this is Bob Enders.
Bob's got that tailor-made putter. Like a tailor-made putt right here to drop.
Good putt by Bob.
Way to go, Bob.
That's the threesome of McConaughey, Schweitzer, and Dare back down on 18, waiting for this group to finish putting. Of all the final results and the presentation of trophies at the conclusion of this telecast. And we may be crowning a new champion today. Joe Russo in the lead, and Kevin almost missed out on the right side. But knocks it in and congratulate each other on a good tournament.
Kevin, you're a young guy. Another one of the young guys. To me, I think it's nice to see young guys participating in the tournament because it really ensures that this thing's going to continue to evolve over the years and people are going to support it.
Well, if they can do an interview with Glenn Foley in the group after this one, Sean, I'd like to chance to talk to Glenn.
Jets, Jets, right? Real big Jets fan.
Well, there's a bad bounce. Schweitzer, McConaughey, and Dare in this threesome.
I think that's Rocky Dare there, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's not Rocky Dare. That's Schweitzer. And if it isn't, it should be. Nice shot.
Not a bad shot. He leaves it about 20 feet below the hole on the right side of the green.
Got to get these guys to wear different color shirts next year. They'll bring them out in red, blue, and orange.
That's Rob McConaughey.
And we knew that. That's Rob McConaughey, right? His big play. He shot a 66 at Town and Country Club down in Woodstown before. That's a heck of a score. Rob, an electrical contractor. Puts a good swing on it. Is this enough? Get up. That's a good shot there.
Oh, what a tremendous shot by McConaughey. Terrific shot.
Again, you want to be maybe a little bit below the hole there, so it's a little bit maybe tougher putt. We've already seen a couple of guys where.
Interesting report from Steve Anuszewski from the course. Sean Joe April, the champion at Wedgwood a couple years ago, is 4 under in the back nine and is the closest pursuer to Joe Russo right now. He's 6 behind him, so he is nudged into second place, but still 6 shots behind Russo. And I think Russo is in a position now where he can just be careful not to make any major mistakes and coast home. 6-shot lead's pretty big for a guy with Joe's talent.
I mean, you can, as they say, rolling the fat lady, right? Because when it's 6-shot lead, it's pretty much over. So you can start singing now.
Well, he just can't afford a bad hole.
He's got to play 16 and 17.
Of course, he was out of bounds on 16
right.
and 17, so you have to be careful there. 16, it's on both holes, it's out of bounds to the right side. They're both tough par 4 holes, so you got to be careful. You can lose a couple shots on those two there.
Now, these guys know what's going on. Do you think they know what scores are happening? Because in regular PGA events, you'll see they got the leaderboard, and they know where they're at and whether they
word
should
spreads around the course, Sean, but
So if you're Russo, you kind of coast, right? You don't gamble at all.
The guys playing in these groups, of course, the pairings are made based on scores on Friday. So the highest scores on Friday that qualified go first. So a guy who starts out 14 shots behind knows that he's really not playing for first place. He's really playing for a chance to play in the Salem Gloucester matches.
Which is important to keep. I mean, now it looks like Joe Russo is going to earn his first championship. That's what we're really thinking here. But it's important to find out if you can crack that top 10 to get into that challenge match.
Chip from across the green, going to come up a little bit short by a couple of feet.
It's Rocky Dare. Rocky out of Salem. He's a horse trainer.
Horse trainer. Haven't had many horse trainers playing this tournament.
No, he could be the first one. It's a Holly Hills Monday Night League champion as well. He's got a 69 over there. And most interesting thing about you, he's a horse trainer. He even puts that down there in his little bio. This is Schweitzer.
From putting across the green.
Schweitzer went to Lehigh University. He was the captain of the swim team, Bob, ECC champion in the 200 butterfly. You wouldn't know this if we didn't get those little tidbits of info. He's a club champ at Westchester Country Club in 2002.
Sounds like we got a smart group of guys playing today. A lot of college graduates.
Well, this guy's an engineer at Valero Energy, so Harold is no dummy. Here's
Rob McConaughey.
Rob McConaughey. He wasn't real fond of filling out a sheet. His superstitions. Yeah, filling out info sheets before play.
Rob's a good guy. I know Rob. He's another one that's played in a lot of these tournaments.
Got a new leader, right?
Kevin Ewell. Shot 78 today on top of his 76, 154. Kevin with a very nice tournament.
So he's really going to have a legitimate shot at making the top 10, depending on what the rest of these guys do behind him.
Yeah. Wolf shot 84 for 160, and Enders 87 for 164. So the score's higher today across the board. We saw April double bogey this hole before we went on the air, and it's 400 in the back. So some earlier scores we talked about. Dilks with his 83 for 162. Norm Charlesworth, really good player, who's playing out of Little Mill right now. Of course, he's the former great pitcher for Gloucester State College, now Rowan University, 155 after 76. And Dominique Wood with an 81 for 160 total. And that first group, Chris Mears had the best score, 76 after his 79 for 155. Jerry Reed 80 for 159, and Izzo 89 for 168. So we're going to see the Foley, Holdstein, McCusker group coming up next as the golfers exchange greetings after their round. Bob Holdstein won this tournament, Shawn, in 1987. He's one of the really fine players and one of the great guys in Gloucester County. He shot 75 first round. Bob McCusker 75, and Glenn Foley, the Jet quarterback, former Jet quarterback, 75 as well. That's the group we're going to watch coming up. Rick Gadosh filled out one of Shawn's sheets, and it says here, "What is the most interesting thing I know about you?" I'm talking about you, Shawn. He said, "I know Shawn Leary's dark secrets." What's that mean?
I have no idea. We do a couple of games during the springtime, and I guess he's having a little fun. Knowing that we'll be reading this.
It's not
They didn't think we'd say everything on here, though. So they try to be a little funny. We're going to call them on it.
Not a dark side to you I don't know about, is there, Shawn?
No, I don't think so. And none that I'm aware of either.
Just a perfect day for golf.
Yeah.
Went to the dinner last night, the 25th anniversary dinner. Shawn got to be the Toastmaster last night and saw a lot of the guys that played for many, many years in this tournament. And, it's become kind of a fraternity now over this many years. And just a great event. And I agree with Anuszewski. This is a very unique county in terms of quality of golf play. A lot of great players play here. Some good golf courses. Of course, Woodbury ranking among the best. Pittman, Beckett, Wedgwood, a great golf course. Scotland Run, River Winds, Westwood.
Yeah, there's some nice, and there's been a lot of rumors being saying about this course and that course, but none of the rumors have really come true yet, right, Bob? Most of the courses are staying open.
Mostly there's rumors, you're right.
But there's been, this is something maybe we could talk about. There's been a lot of problems with the courses this summer, right? There's been more than
because
usual.
of the weather, the humidity, the deep humidity, and there's been a lot of courses have a fungus on the fairways, and that's not uncommon in this area this year. But a lot of courses also coming back this fall. That's McCusker, Bob McCusker.
Yep. That's for a high grab. Just the look, you see it there going right toward the bunker, going to be short of it.
Bob McCusker with 75, 5 over par 75. Real good score on this golf course. That's what he shot Friday. So did Holdstein and Foley.
This is a nice course, and it just goes to show you what Charlie's been able to do.
That's Glenn Foley, former New York Jet quarterback. Plays out of Wedgwood. That's his Gloucester County connection. Cherry Hill East High School graduate. Looks like he's still pretty fit, doesn't he, Shawn?
Yeah. I'm going to tackle him when he gets up there. See if I can tackle him. You'd wrap him up.
Good golfer. Shot 75 the first
These
round.
guys are all great athletes,
Nice
man.
swing.
You see so many of these professional athletes.
Boy, that's right at it. But that's behind the pin. It backs up. Nice shot.
Nice shot. So he's a pressure guy. You know, he knows the camera's on him. He's already dealt with the pressure before.
So he's got a tough downhill putt of maybe 15, 18 feet, a little right-left break.
I'm surprised that when you mentioned his name, I didn't remember him right away. He was just kind of like a favorite of a lot of people around here. Everyone wanted to see him do well because of his connection with the Olympic American Division, which Washington Township in the county, we get to see every once in a while some of these guys if you're interested in high school sports.
Boston College graduate.
BC.
Great collegiate career at BC. Bob Holdstein, one of my favorite Gloucester County golfers, Shawn. Really a terrific guy, and boy, can he play. He doesn't play much. He's just one of those guys that plays maybe 20, 25 times a year and plays very well whenever he plays. And it's tough in a game of golf to do that.
Joey April, you talked about him earlier. He's the truth. I mean, this guy is really a fantastic golfer.
Tough bunker shot for Bob Holstein. I don't know whether he had a bad lie or what, but he didn't get it as close as you figured he'd normally get it. This is McCusker on the left side of the screen coming up. He has a lot of green to work with here. And a good shot by McCusker. Real good shot. He leaves about 3-4 feet.
Foley just turned around and pointed at me. I hope he didn't hear me with that thing about tackling him. I was just joking. If he can hear me some way, shape, or form, because I really don't know him. But he turned around and pointed at me.
You sure he's pointing at you?
I didn't see anybody behind me unless he was pointing to you, Bob. You weren't looking at him. He had a nice shot coming up. But I'm right? With these guys, they're all great athletes. It seems like golf, the football players that play good golf. I know Mark Rippon is a guy that does pretty well. He's always in the celebrity matches and plays pretty well. And there's
I think across the board, Shawn, the best athlete golfers are hockey players. Many good hockey players who are
Ken
good
Danico,
golfers.
I know, is a pretty good golfer.
Yeah. Gary Dornhofer, the former great flyer years ago, a scratch golfer. Played a couple rounds with Gary Dornhofer. This is Foley putting downhill. Cross-handed putter, look at that. You see more and more of this cross-handed putter.
He's going to sink it. No.
I think we'll try to get positioned to talk to Glenn Foley. I'll let you carry on for a while.
Foley's going to have a short putt for, I believe, a par. Should be able to just tap it in. Now we have some shadows coming overhead. This is getting into the late afternoon. There's Bob Holdstein. Bob with a 75 coming into today's round, along with Rocky Dare, Glenn Foley, Bob McCusker. All 75s yesterday. Good rounds for three of them. This is not an easy putt, but he is putting uphill, which... One thing about putting uphill is you definitely want to get it there. He got it there, but it turned on him. Didn't hit it the way he'd like. But that is so important in golf, is knowing when to go for it and when not to go for it, when to kind of ease up. When you're coming downhill, that ball's going to roll. So you certainly, if you're playing on top of the hill and you're going to hit the ball, it's going to roll on. You got to be careful. When you got that short putter, if you're coming uphill, you really want to get it to the hole and give yourself a chance for either birdie, par, in my case bogey, or double bogey. This is Bob McCusker. Went to Rowan, Gloucester State guy, came up short. So you might be a little bit concerned about that break there. So he admittedly says that's one of his weaknesses, and a lot of people say that their weaknesses with the putter in their hands. McCusker, club champ at Frog Hollow and Back Creek, the 68 at Wedgwood, as he puts it, many years ago. Here's Holdstein. Oh, not real happy walking off the putting. Here's Foley. Lynn Foley, as Bob said, former Boston College terrific quarterback there, and then went on and had some type of a career with the Jets in the NFL. Lips out. Finishes it off with a bogey. Hey, Foley still does look like he's decent shape. I mean, most of them guys are. They go to BC and you play good college ball a couple of years ago. Usually you stay in pretty good shape. So with that, as our next group is going to come up, we're going to take a break here at the Woodbury Country Club, the Gloucester County, the 25th annual Gloucester County Golf Amateur Championship. We'll be back here on Channel 5. The 25th annual Gloucester County Golf Championship here at Woodbury Country Club. Nice shot. Look at this shot, Bob. Right past the hole. Next group coming up is Jim Salsa, Dominic Petrangelo, and Chris Bevelheimer. We're at Woodbury Country Club. 9-hole course. Some of the best golfers in Gloucester County. This is Jim Sosa. Coming up a little short, just past some bunkers. I mean, I'd be happy with it, but these guys are some of the better golfers in the county. Most of them have had pretty solid high school and collegiate careers. He went to New Hampshire College, Peabody High in Massachusetts, was the hockey captain up there with Sosa. You see this group coming up. There's Chris Bevelheimer. Pennsgrove High grad, 1989 Tri-County champion. Also won the prestigious 1990 Carl Arena. That's a big tournament. That's like winning a South Jersey championship. But if you can put it in bigger terms than that, it's like, you know, for wrestling, a South Jersey champion, you win your weight. Well, for Chris at Carl Arena, you beat everybody in South Jersey. So that's a true South Jersey champion. We talked to Dan Ott earlier from Woodstown, and that's one of the tournaments he'd like to do really well in. And you have to have everything working for you to win that, because you have all these kids that are outstanding golfers. Chris came up short on that one. He's in the bunker. He's going to be hitting it out like most of us do sometimes with that sand. That's a tough shot. See Chris walking up. Going to be hitting first. See that? And he's going into the sand, and what better way to go into the sand when you got your sandals on? Get some scores from previous three. McCusker and Holdstein now finish out with 152. Dare also with the 152. But Foley finishes with an impressive 71 and is in the clubhouse as the leader with a 146. So an impressive second round by Glenn Foley, Cherry Hill East grad, Boston College and former NFL player. He's the leader. We were watching Bevelheimer, and I believe Bob Shryock is going to be interviewing Glenn Foley in just a minute. Nice out by Bevelheimer. Nice job by him at Rutgers Camden University. Won 2 tournaments in his career, and Bob is with Glenn Foley.
I was going to introduce Glenn Foley as the first former NFL quarterback to play in this tournament, but he's not, because Ron Jaworski played in 1 year.
Big Ron. It's about a 12 handicap.
Yeah. Glenn, congratulations on a great tournament, including a 1/71 today. Great round of golf.
Thank you. Thank you. The course is in great shape. The people here at Woodbury do a great job. My putting was a little better. I probably would have been a little bit better, but I'm happy with the way I finished. Second time I played the course, so 71 is a pretty good score.
It's an exacting course. You really have to hit the ball straight, and you have to be accurate on this course.
Absolutely. You got to putt the ball. I mean, that's the signature of this course is the greens, and you got to hit it close, and the greens are really fast, probably running 10 or 11 on the stump, and you got to put the ball in the hole.
You play at Wedgwood, don't you? That is a very competitive golf. A lot of good players at that course, so I guess you can really hone your game there, Glenn.
Absolutely. There's a couple guys out here from Wedgwood. A couple of them are leading the tournament. So absolutely, it's a great course, and the Wedgwood right now is in unbelievable shape, and there's some great players over there. The competitive edge is strong over there, and love playing there.
You ever been the clubhouse leader before?
No. Actually, I did. I won the NFL Golf Classic 1 year at the Senior Tour guys. Yeah.
You miss the NFL, Glenn?
Miss Sundays. You miss Sundays, but my body's taken a little bit of a beating over the years, so I don't miss it that much.
You wound up with the Seahawks, right?
5 years with the Jets, a year with the Seahawks.
Great experience for you. Would you wish you were there other than Sunday?
It was. I had my time there. 6 years in the NFL is a long time. I have no regrets. I gave it my all, and here I am playing golf now.
Despite your problems, the Eagles going to win it this year?
I like the Eagles, yes. I'm in Philadelphia, so I got to say that.
Cherry Hill East grad, right?
Cherry Hill East grad, absolutely. Watch out for the Jets, too. The Jets are going to be tough this year.
Glenn, thanks so much, and congratulations on a great tournament.
Pleasure, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll get Bob Holdstein in there, too. Bob Holdstein, of course, has played in this tournament many, many years. Bob, how many you figure you play? You haven't played as many as Dilks, but you played in a lot of them, Bob.
Yeah, mid-80s started, 87, 86, somewhere in there, and played in about every year.
You won in 87, right?
87, yeah. Actually,
my memory isn't totally going
yeah,
on.
Exactly. In fact, that was my first time playing in it.
Is that what you
Yeah, first time, yeah, because I wasn't in the area. I was down in North Carolina before that, so, but since then, played in it quite a few times. Came second a lot of times, thirds and fourths and whatever else, but...
Very competitive in this tournament. You played with
yeah.
a pretty good golfer today, Glenn Foley.
Oh, yeah, I tell you, it was nice. He really strikes the ball well, and I'll tell you, it was very, very impressive. Exactly. He could have made a few more putts. He would have been well under par. It's a shame that he didn't putt any better, but he certainly hit the ball very well.
What's always amazed me about your game is that you play so little, but you play so well.
Oh, well, it's just I started when I was very young, so I guess I just have a swing that I can come back to. Unfortunately, my short game and stuff kind of lets me down at times, but I think that's part of the game. You have to practice and play and keep it in tune. But it's always good. This is a good chance for me to come out and see the guys I played golf with over the years, and kind of a reunion time, and see the younger guys, and actually get to play with some football players.
You've been a great competitor in this tournament, Bob, and thanks very much.
Appreciate it, Bob. Always a pleasure, sir.
Okay, back to you, Shawn.
Nice job by Bob with those interviews. Holdstein and Foley. We just saw Bevelheimer and also Dominic Petrangelo. Dominic, a St. Augustine prep. He's in the pink. You see him. He's Gloucester County Junior Champion at one point during his career in AGGA. Cypress Lakes first. Came in first at that tournament. Little putt. And drains it. One of the things that...
In other words, good young players. A couple good ones in that group, too. They all shot 74 yesterday. Glenn Foley, nice guy, Shawn. I never had a chance to talk to him before, but another one of those great football players that can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And another thing impressive about his round, another thing that's impressive is Chris Bevelheimer. He shot a 63, Bob, at Pittman Golf Course.
Is that what he said?
That's what he says. That's what he says.
No, he did. Chris is a good player.
63. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
There's the familiar figure of Ed Anton Jr., 7-time winner of this tournament. What a great player Ed's been for many, many years. Won the second tournament, the second year at where did our cameraman get hit? Oh, tripod got hit by Anton shots. I'll wake him up, won't you? Ed Anton Jr., Dave Jordan, and Lance Oberperleiter in this group all shot 74 in Friday's round, and our first casualty of the 2005 tournament.
Bob, here's breaking news now. This is important because Joey April birdied one of the holes, and Joe Russo has bogeyed 2, so he is now only up by 3 strokes.
Wow.
Going into 16 and 17, and again, now he can't just coast with April starting to light up here, this back 9. Really going off.
And we watched Joey April double bogey this hole, too. Boy, that could have really, in the final analysis, really hurt him.
I think this is Lance here, isn't it?
That's Lance Oberperleiter, plays out of Wedgwood. He's had a real good summer. Played in a lot of tournaments. Doesn't hit that one too well. Hits it off to the right. A tough shot. Third shot.
What the Fresno State? Washington Township.
Ed Anton Jr. is an amazing story to me, Shawn.
Yep.
Ed has had heart problems. He's had cancer. He's fought it all off. He still plays great golf. A terrific guy, and he has won this tournament 7 times. To me, he's the most amazing story in the history of this tournament. Ed Anton Jr.
No doubt. I'm not going to argue that point at all. Clayton High School grad, went to the University of Delaware. Shot a 63, Bob, here at Woodbury and also at Pittman. Probably the more, I mean, there's some real big names in golf. You talk about some of the better ones, Barry Deere and Greg Farrow, Glassboro guy. But I think a lot of people really know Ed Anton from this tournament, just dominating it for a number of years.
This is Dave Jordan, real good player, plays in the senior tournament. Seems to qualify every year for the finals. Makes it over the trap, but barely. So he'll have a tough third shot, maybe a tough stance.
See, Foley's still a Jets fan, huh? He's saying watch out for the Jets this year.
Watch out for the Jets, yeah.
You might be right. I like Herman Edwards up there, the coach for the Jets, a former Eagle. How can you not root for the Jets now, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you got Herman Edwards there.
19-0 Eagles this year. That's my prediction, Shawn. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
That's a Shryock kiss of death right there.
Of course, you said that about the Phillies after the first game. You said they were going undefeated.
I said they're going to go 161-1.
Oh.
Missed by a couple. Anton walking his ball past our cameraman. There's that. This is not an easy shot.
Ed's got those Bernie Dunn clubs, Bob.
Bernie Dunn, the Pittman club maker, considered probably the best club maker in the East Coast. Bernie Dunn.
Uh-oh.
That was a
he's going after. He figures
there.
let's have some fun. I'm going after all the cameramen over here. He's going after our.
Ed's having
Mark
a tough
Butterman.
18th hole. But what a job he's done. He won the second tournament. He's won in the 90s, in the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s too. He's won in every decade.
A lot of Salem County guys playing in this tournament, Bob. I mean, Danny Ott, Salsa, Bevelheimer, Dave Jordan went to the graduated from Pennsville Memorial High School in 1961. College of Salem County Botech.
I'll make a prediction here, Shawn.
Go ahead.
Anton's had a tough hole he's hitting for. I'm going to make a prediction he gets up and down for a 5.
Well, that'd be a heck of an up and down because this is a pretty tough shot. Here's Ed here. You could be right, Bob, because that's a heck of a shot.
That's why he's a great player. That's why he's a great player.
That's one heck of a shot.
A lot of guys would have been so distracted by that they'd take 6 or 7 and hole. He has a chance to make a 5.
I don't know. I mean, you can't really tell because of the angle. But this slope's pretty good down to that hole. And you got to hit it right just at the top of the zone and let it roll down there to get a nice look as he will get.
This is Lance Overparlighter, who also plays out of Wedgwood. A lot of great players out of Wedgwood. And of course, as Glenn Foley said, is in terrific shape. Sosa with a 76 for 150 total. Best score in that threesome. Petrangelo with a 78 and 152. And Bevelheimer shot 80 today for 154 total. The top 5 placers get beautiful crystal glass for their efforts today. This is Jordan.
April birdied 16 to cut the lead to 2, and Russo missed the green on 16 and chipped it in to get it back to 3.
Great report from the course from Steve Anuszewski. April's still making birdies, but Russo chipped one in to keep a 3-shot lead. So
yeah, I
mean, quite a battle going.
Really, I mean, April cuts it to 2, birdieing the hole, and then Russo comes back, misses the green, and then chips in on 16. That's pretty.
There's 2 more Wedgwood players, Russo and April.
Boy, this coming off the tee, that's way right. Ooh, on the cart path.
I see it bouncing around up there. Yeah,
we didn't get that shot, but somebody's in a little bit of trouble. Here's Lance. I'll just say Lance. You can say the last name.
Overparlighter. That'll come up short.
I guess he had to be a golf guy with a name like Overparlighter.
Over par?
I'd rather be under Parlighter.
You funny guy, Sean.
I don't know if I'm funny, but I like to amuse myself once in a while. If anybody else laughs at me, it's a bonus.
So just 3 more groups after this one. But apparently the battle now between April, who's in the next to the last group, and Russo, who's in the last group. That's apparently what it boils down to right now.
3 strokes are really good. In 2 holes, that's going to be really hard to make up.
But they got that out of bounds on 17 now.
Yeah, but I said the 6 holes would have been really hard to make up, and he's done that in 2 holes. So Joe April's really playing well here in this back 9, though, Bob. I mean, he's going off. It's a little plane, huh? Planes flying overhead.
The crew loves airplanes, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's Mark Bideman. He'll anytime he sees an airplane, he'll go after that shot. Bido got whacked today at the Gloucester, Paulsboro Woodbury football game, Bob, on the sidelines. But tough guy. He's turning 2 here with the golf tournament right after that big game.
Good job by Lance. Took his time, made the putt. Now Dave Jordan.
And one of the things that Jordan's been able to do, Bob, is he's really worked on his iron play. And he's hitting more greens. Obviously, you're doing that, you're going to be improving your score. He thought that was one of his weaknesses and really needed to improve on that. Really proud of that. In fact, he's still playing some competitive golf at age 62.
So the next threesome coming up, Sean, is Steve Bell, former great Gloucester High School player, Bob Ciskowski, and Len Staskell, who used to play at Pittman, now plays here at Woodbury Country Club and one of the real fine players in the area. Bell and Ciskowski with 74s in their first rounds, and Staskell Had the only 73 of the day. Tough finishing hole.
And somebody's behind these trees over here, and they're not in a good position.
This is a tough driving hole, particularly on 18, Shawn, when you're hitting out of a chute and you have to kind of guide the ball. So you see a lot of errant tee shots here on 18.
And you're talking about that chute, Bob. You see you're looking straight at our screen right here. There's that chute where two trees open up to the left, and that's where they're coming out of the chute. And I appreciate our director going away from that shot.
This is the one Ciskowski hitting his second shot. Very good iron player.
Hit that one right.
Not one of his better ones, but he's on the green. So he's putting for birdie. This is Bob Ciskowski. No, it's Steve Bell, excuse me. That's Steve Bell.
Yeah, I think Bob's in trouble and behind them trees a little bit. He's going to try to shoot this. Punch it out, just get it through and try to get it up and on. And I believe he goes right into that front side bunker.
A lot of bunker shots so far today.
Mm-hmm. That's because the screen's, well protected. You got the big one up front, and then a bunker to either side, left and right. I mean, that's not easy.
Of course, the bottom line of this tournament is that everybody likes to think they can win the tournament. What they want to do is qualify to play Saturday, because we usually televise it. They get a big kick out of that, and it's just an honor to make the cut and play on Saturday. And 36 guys do it now. That's another innovation of the Anuszewski committee, and they expanded to 36 and ties the number of people that play on Saturday the last 5 years.
And you see some of the people starting to become the gallery here at Woodbury Country Club as golfers are coming up. We're getting to the last group, and a couple of guys are sticking around to see what goes on, see if they make the cut, see if they get to that top 10 finish. Speaking of guys who have made the cut a number of times over years and one of the best golfers in the history of Gloucester County, Bob has that Anton.
A 7-time winner of this tournament, the last time in 2001, and Ed, I know you didn't have the kind of round today you wanted to have. You wanted to get into contention, but you've been a great champion. We really appreciate all you've done for this tournament, Ed.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. I got off to a bad start. I had to play well to contend, and once I got behind, I don't know, just kind of fell apart mentally.
I don't make many good predictions, Ed, but when you flew the one over the green back here, and you're back here with your hitting 4, I predicted you to give it up and down, and that's exactly what you did.
Well, at that point, there's no pressure because I was just on automatic pilot thinking about my next beer I'm going to have. And so no excuses, just play poorly. That's all I can tell you. Just, Joe put quite a distance between us yesterday, and I had to come out strong, and I 3-putted 1, 3-putted 3, and right away I'm behind the 8 ball, and I guess I just packed it in mentally.
And what's this tournament meant to you personally?
It's it's a validation of my efforts over the last 25 years, to be a good player, and the competition is always good, so to win is I think quite an accomplishment, and I look forward to it every year. But this year I felt really strong this year, but just couldn't do it.
Competition is always good, Ed. This might be the strongest field we've ever had.
Yeah. Joe Russo's playing so good. I mean, he's kicking our butts down running deer every weekend, and he's playing good at Wedgwood. He probably plays more golf than any other competitor in the field. He juggles his family with his golf, and he's just a great player. So.
Well, you've been a great champion and a good friend, and I appreciate all you've done for this tournament.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Shawn.
There you're Bob and Ed. We have the scores in from the previous trio. Jordan finishing out with a 154. Ed Anton, we talked to him, 156. And Oberparleiter with a 74 today, which puts him at 148. And that certainly puts him in the place to finish in the top 10. This is Steve Bell, former Glassboro High guy, now a teacher over at Glassboro High. Went to TCNJ, was a first-team Tri-County for 3 straight years. Tri-County Conference champion. Also a nice basketball player. First-team Tri-County 2 years in a row. He's certainly a pretty good athlete. He's shot 66 3 times over at Pittman.
How come everybody shoots hits low scores at Pittman? What's your lowest score at Pittman, Sean?
57.
57, yeah.
I'd rather not talk about it, Bob. At Pittman, I think I shot a 90.
That's good. This is Len Stasko putting out, makes his putt.
Appreciate your kindness with me.
And this is Steve Bell.
Steve,
real good player, very serious about his game, works on it a lot.
Yeah, real good guy, too. Had a chance to talk with him a couple of times. And Steve, not only a good athlete, but a good asset to come back to Glassboro High and now become a teacher.
Oh,
real asset to
not the way he wanted to finish.
April made bogey on 17. Russo's on the green. So it'll lead us forward.
Another report from the course by Anuszewski makes it sound like Russo is probably going to win this tournament, Sean, because April bogeyed 17. Russo is on in regulation, and that's a 4-shot lead with 1 hole to play. And unless Russo does something really ugly here on 18, it looks like he's going to be the 2005 champion.
When he comes up, we also do the whole, with the...
The what?
Get the gallery involved.
PJ Ty, Dale Kwok, and Joe April. And Dale Kwok is an interesting guy, Sean. Do you have his little bio there?
Yeah, I'm sure I do. That's good for Joe Russo, Bob. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's good for him. I know he takes this thing pretty seriously and always probably the best golfer that hasn't won it so far. Looks like he's going to do that today.
Dale Kwok in this group, new to Gloucester County, John. He is from New Zealand. He is our first player from New Zealand, and he's a fine golfer. He shot 72 in his first round. What is your career accomplishments? He says 0. I think he topped that this weekend because he's really played well.
69 in New Zealand.
Wife is a very good player, too. This is Joe April hitting. Back down the fairway, right alongside one of the mounds on the right side of the fairway. April with a hot back 9, but bogey on 17 might have doomed him. And April comes up a little short. Yeah.
St. Augustine Prep grad, now at Drexel. First team All-State. 2-time Teen State champion as well. Former champion of the Gloucester, this particular tournament in 2002, Bob. That was exciting. Right. He was a high school player at the time. And that was at Wedgwood Country Club. Country Club he knew very well because he had worked there. 2005 Delaware University Invitational medalist. Also 2004 Wedgwood Club champion. Shot a 63 right here at Woodbury. This kid is an excellent golfer.
This is Dale Kwok. KWOK. Our first finalist from New Zealand. Nice swing. How about that shot? Right over the flag. Good shot by Kwok.
He'll be happy with that. Also playing this group is PJ Ty. That's an interesting name. He's real good friends with Dan Ott, one of the young players in this tournament. First name is really Paul James, but goes by PJ. Gloucester Catholic High School. Wants to head south. Isn't exactly sure where he wants to go to college, but definitely going to be somewhere south.
PJ with a 2/72 in his first round.
That's terrific.
Kwok also with a 72, and Joe April with a 71. So this is the next to the last group, the probable champion heading to the 18th tee, and his just reward when he comes in here to finish 18. Joe Russo, 4-shot lead with 1 hole to play. So he'd need a really bad 18th hole to lose this championship.
Mm-hmm.
April, of course, chipping for a 3. If he makes that, then Russo, all he would need would be double bogey to win the tournament.
Yeah, April certainly has to try and sink this in.
PJ to the left of the screen, ready to hit his shot. PJ tie.
Only been playing for 4 years. So PJ, little chip up, comes up a little short.
Not a bad shot.
Not a bad shot at all.
About a 5-6 footer left.
Again, April was really going to have to go with this, Bob. But I don't want to minimize what he's done here on the back nine. He's been hitting everything. Say, if you're just hitting birdie after birdie, you're sinking putts, Bob. And that's the name of the game, really. When you get to the level that these guys are right now, putting is the name of the game. If you're able to sink putts, a lot of these guys are going to hit the green or get close to it. And if you could sink putts, you're gonna be a good golfer.
2002 champion Joe April, chipping for birdie. If he makes this, then Russo would be able to win the tournament with a double bogey 6. So the only outside chance April has is to make this and then hope that Russo has a really bad 18th hole.
As for people wondering what Joe uses, he's got a TaylorMade R7 as his driver, Cleveland clubs, and Scotty Cameron putter.
He goes for it, misses, and we'll have about a tough 6-footer coming back. So now Russo only needs to make 7 on the last hole to win.
I think I'd be able to pull that off. A couple of drives coming up. I know they look like 3 of them right in the middle of the fairway. All 3 of the final drives from the final trio. Here's Kwok. He's going to sink this. He's going to sink it. This might. Oh, just comes up a little short.
That previous group, Ciskowski had 75 for 149, Stasko 78 for 151, and Bell 84 for 158. April putting for par, not an easy putt. About a 6-footer.
Next weekend, Bob, we have the Salem County Championship.
Town and Country, right?
I'm not too sure.
That competition between the two counties is really intensified. Very, very interesting event.
I think it might be at Running Deer.
And April rolls it. This hole has hurt him. He double bogeyed the first time around. Now he needs that putt for a bogey 5. So this hole's been tough for Joe today. 3 over on 2 holes today, but a great tournament nonetheless by Joe April. He's smiling. Gave it his best shot. He had a string of birdies on the back 9 to get him back into contention, but not to do, not to happen for him today. This is PJ Ty. Haven't seen too many putts made in this hole, have we?
No, this is one of the things he's worked on, though, is his short game. PJ and both Dan Ott.
That's the reverse Shryock whammy there. He made it. PJ Ty.
Another one of them good young golfers. I said this before, it's nice to see these young guys involved with this event and having some fun with it.
Kwok, PJ Ty, and Joe April, the next to last group. So we'll watch the last group come in. We'll watch these shots, and we'll do some interviews afterwards, and of course the awards presentation. This is Randy Saylor. Randy's had his best year. He won the club championship here at Woodbury Country Club. And boy, does he have some interesting things on his bio sheet, Shawn.
Mm-hmm. Should I say him?
Sure. He'd love you to.
Well, his strength, he's got partying.
All right. How about his weakness?
His weakness is also partying. And his career accomplishments is see above, partying. So
he doesn't have any superstitions, though, does he?
No. He wears a skull necklace to keep evil spirits away.
Good
And
shot by Randy.
He took this survey real seriously too.
But he did graduate from Catawba College, summa cum laude.
Yeah, summa cum laude.
This is Bud Carr, one of the amazing stories of the tournament. Entered on the last day. Seems to do that every year, but he's another Wedgwood player, real good player. He shot 69 in the first round to trail Russo by 4. Bud flies it right over the pin, backs up a couple of feet, and he'll have a tough downhill putt. Now Joe Russo, what a drive he had on 18, and Joe can pretty much kick it in from here to win the tournament.
Here he is, Joe Russo. Get a good look at him.
It's going to be a big win for Joe because people know what kind of talent this guy has, Shawn, and a lot of people have been surprised he's never won this championship, but he's going to win this one.
Woodbury Club champion 7 years in a row. Current Running Deer Club champion as well.
Great shot by Joe.
West Effort High grad. He's a police officer now.
He was a great athlete at West Effort High School, Shawn, long before you came along.
I'll tell you what, he might not be the best golfer in his family.
Little Joe?
Well, his son is absolutely incredible. He is beating kids 4 or 5 years older than him in tournaments, and that's a name people are really going to hear a lot about in years to come. This little guy, he's such a cute little guy too. He's not so little anymore. He's growing up a little, but we've had him on a couple of times with different things, and I know the Clay Awards we had him. See the balls lined up there. We had him on as one of the futures guys, and he was a little guy punching the ball out there, and he pokes a great swing, level, just knocks it straight right into the fairway.
So this is the final group of the day. The champion about to be crowned, a new champion, first-time champion Joe Russo. The defending champion Scott Elwell did not make the cut, which surprised a lot of people. Yeah.
That's probably
two-time defending champion.
Besides Joe winning this tournament, that's probably the big story of the weekend is Scott not making the cut after what he's been able to accomplish the last couple of years in this tournament.
Overperlatter shot 74 for 148, Jordan 80 for 154, and Ed Anton an uncharacteristic 82 for 156. Good crowd assembling to our left, yeah.
Little group here. I believe, the little guy's over there. That's nice to see. He's got a son, Joe Russo. He's got a son over there. He's kind of watching Daddy finish this off.
Bud Carr putting. Again, that right to left break.
Just misses it. I'd like to see Joe finish this off.
With a birdie, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Joe Russo, Washington Township policeman, former great West Effort High School athlete, and certainly one of the fine amateur golfers, not only in Gloucester County, but throughout the Delaware Valley. He's had a lot of fine tournament efforts. Hits the ball a long way, but has all aspects of the game under control. This is Randy Saylor. Started the day in third place, 5 shots behind Russo. Got off to a good start, 1 under after the first 3. Cut the Russo lead to 2 shots, but down the stretch hasn't been able to regroup. Saylor, not quite, didn't quite get it hard enough. It's a nice gesture by Saylor, Shawn. He's going to putt out and allow Russo to have the spotlight to finish. We'll take a break after this, after Russo wraps it up, and then come back with some interviews and a presentation of trophies. Nice tournament by Randy Saylor. Now Russo, just a formality. He could 4-putt and win. Did he hit it hard enough? Oh, just missing in the backside. Good putt by Russo.
Good roll. Yeah. We'll tap this out for birdie, and the win, Joe Russo, first time champion.
Joe Russo wins the 2005 Gloucester County Amateur. The first time he's done that. We'll come back and have some interviews and wrap up with a trophy presentation after these messages.
I want to particularly thank Steve Kaczynski, who has done a great job with me for all 5 years. Now I'm going to hand out the awards. And in 5th place this year, his score was 77 for a total of 147. He's the reigning club champion here at Woodbury Country Club, Randy Saylor. In 4th place, in his first Gloucester County Amateur, score of 75, 71, 146, Glenn Foley. In 3rd place, somebody who's been here before, has gotten a few of these trophies over the years, and somebody that's played in this tournament for a lot of years, was a late entry this year, but we're really glad that he played. And that he had 69 the first day, 76 today, for a total of 145. In 3rd place, Bud Carr. Well, we'll give Bud his trophy in a minute. The runner-up. He was a champion 3 years ago at Wedgwood. He's an outstanding player that plays for Drexel University. He shot a pair of 71s and really had it going on the back today until he maybe hit a little bit of a wall on the last 2 holes. 71, 71, 142, Joe April. In sports, the best guy doesn't always win. But I think this weekend, the best player won. And he's knocked on the door many times in this, but he broke through with, first of all, yesterday, a tournament record, 65. Threw a nice little 71 out there today for a total of 136, which ties the all-time 2-day total in the Gloucester County Amateur with Ed Anton 3 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2005 Gloucester County Amateur Champion, Joe Russo. Buddy's back.
And we're going to have the top 5 over here, starting with Randy Saylor. And Randy, nice job by you today. You came in, and I knew you were having some fun out here with your info sheet.
Oh, yeah.
But this was a serious tournament for you. You did a nice job and put together a nice round.
Thanks. I wanted to try to follow it up with winning the club championship, but he's tough duty. When he came out with 65 yesterday, I mean, as well as I played, I probably had a couple more shots I could have nipped off, but to chase him down with 5 shots, it's tough duty. I've been playing against Joe for a lot of years. He's very talented, and I've seen him get real close a lot of times, so kind of reminded me of finally winning something this year, so I was really happy for him. Good work, Joe.
I'm going to keep bringing these guys in, and let's bring in Bud Carr. Bud, congratulations. Finishing in 3rd place, and you get a chance to play with these guys. I mean, what was it like out there for you to be able to compete and see this guy play?
Well, he's definitely the best in Gloucester County. He has been for quite a while. Congratulations, Joe. He deserves it. He is the best.
And talk about a little bit about your round today and how the tournament went for you.
Too good. Hit the ball good, but just didn't putt too good, so I'm happy.
You got to be at least happy coming out in 3rd place.
Yeah.
Now it becomes that bigger tournament. You guys will play against Salem County.
Yes.
How excited do the rest of the guys get for making that tournament?
It's good. It's a good tournament. It's good competition, and the better team usually wins.
Thanks, Bud. Congratulations to you. And we'll have Joe come on in. And Joe, you're one of the great young golfers in Gloucester County. I know 2002, you made a lot of noise with becoming the first high school guy to win that championship. Tell me about your back nine, because you were on fire.
It was definitely, in the beginning it was great. I mean, I knew after the front nine I didn't play all that well, and I knew Joe was playing okay, and I really had to make a charge. And, I just went out, birdied the first 2 holes, birdied 3, made a good birdie on 3, and then 4, I knew it was a par 5, but it's not real long. I knew I could get there in 2. Hit a real good second shot to about 10 feet and made eagle, and then I knew I had something there and just tried to keep it going. Made a birdie on 6, and then or on 7 rather, and then 8 and 9 I just kind of stumbled coming in. But overall it was a good back nine. I was happy.
Did you know what was going on and knew what you had to do as far as getting a couple of birdies?
I knew I really had to pour it on. I mean, I was pouring it on there, but I even knew at the end I really had to sustain it. And I knew with Joe, Joe's a real good player, especially down the stretch, so I knew I'd really have to do something special the last few holes. Wasn't able to do it, but I'm glad Joe won. He deserved it.
Well, congratulations to you, and best of luck at college. Now we'll talk with our champion. Congratulations. And also, you got your son with you, who I know is an up-and-comer in Gloucester County. But this is a long time coming. I know this is something that's eluded you, and you really take this seriously. You take the game seriously, and holding that is probably one of your better achievements in your career at golf.
Yeah, I take it very seriously. It's nice to come out and compete against the best golfers in Gloucester County, and this is a strong field. And like everybody else has said, I've come close a couple times, and finally I was able to hang on and pull through.
What do you think you did really well at this course? I know it played pretty well, and they didn't cut the greens down too much to a 13.5 or something. What do you think that you particularly did well over these first 2 days?
Well, I play out here on occasion, and because of my length, I tend to try to overpower the golf course. And yesterday, before I teed off, I just made my mind up not to try to overpower the golf course and just use my normal swing and not let my rhythm get out of sync, and it worked great.
And you also have a little guy here who's tearing it up on the junior circuit.
Yeah, he's something. He just won a tournament at Valley Brook the other day in a 1-hole playoff last Monday, and he's up and comer.
What do you think about your dad winning this thing? I seen you watching him putt that last one out.
Awesome.
Yeah, you pretty proud of him?
Mm-hmm.
Who's better though, you or him? Who's got a nicer swing, pure swing?
Me.
That a guy.
He's right. I watch his swing to try to learn how to make mine better.
He's got the confidence. That's what you need in the game.
Absolutely right.
My dad said he would be in the PGA Tour if he had my swing.
If you had your swing, I wish I had both your swings. I've seen both of you play. Well, I want to congratulate you again.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. And next year we'll see if you're able to repeat as champion, but you can enjoy it for now. And Bob, a good tournament. We had some nice. We didn't get Glenn Foley in. I think he's throwing passes now to the gallery.
You can't start him anyway.
Yeah, right. That was a pretty nice tournament, and Joe Russo, well-deserving. Like, I think Steve put it best as a guy who really deserved it. And you want to talk about the best guys who win tournaments, sometimes they don't win. I think this is apropos that he wins.
The word validate comes to mind. You could say it validates Joe's career, but he's done a lot to validate his career.
Right, yeah, yes.
In a lot of different counties and a lot of different states. So, but this was the missing linchpin in his whole career. And he picked it up today.
Yes,
He deserved it.
Hometown, I mean, this is it. I mean, this is the Gloucester County where it's his home county. So, to win this thing for him, I think, you get the little bit of a bragging rights. And, a nice tournament yesterday. I really like the fact that the young guys came in and really participated and played well. Look at PJ Ty playing in that second group. Joey April, who's already proved himself in this tournament. And you get some of them other guys, Dan Ott and Yule. And,
changing the guards.
Yeah, it's nice to see the young guys coming up and playing well.
By the way, there were 4 out of those 5 guys playing out of Wedgwood you just got finished talking to.
Yeah, that's right around the corner from me. That's
Taylor
a
from
nice
Woodbury
course.
And the other 4 from Wedgwood. So that says a lot about the Wedgwood crowd, too.
Yep, they were all pretty happy for each other as well. You can see that.
Yep, well, it's been a great tournament. Nice working with you, Shawn.
Had a great time, Bob.
Okay, for Shawn Leary, this is Bob Shryock from Woodbury Country Club. Thanks for watching on Channel 5.